What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you a really nice mini scheme, one of the best offenses in Madden 19 to dominate both in the run and the pass game. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you want to stay up to date on the best Madden 19 tips and gameplay all year long, consider hitting the subscribe button below and make sure to hit the bell icon so that you join the notification squad. So the formation we want to look at today is the I form close. This can be found in the Saints playbook, the 49ers playbook, and the Falcons playbook. It may be in more playbooks than those, but those are the three best because those are the three that have what is arguably the best run play in the game, which is the halfback sweep. There are other good runs out of this, but that is the main run now. I've already broken down the halfback sweep on my channel. I'll briefly touch on it in this video, but I'm going to link that in the description and in the comments because I've already done a full video on it, so you can check that out to find out different ways to run this. But obviously it's under center formation, so we're going to be run first out of this, mainly using the sweep and the halfback lead dive. The stretch is also good, but I feel like the sweep is just better for an outside run, so I mainly stick with the sweep and the dive. So those are obvious, but first we're going to touch on the passing plays. So one of the best passing plays out of this is going to be the drag wheel. So what's cool about this is we can first off use this as like a makeshift screen. Now what you need to do is you need to put the Y running back on a wheel route. Now, you see how his wheel route is going opposite of the fullback's wheel route? We don't want that. So, in order for us to get the wheel route going to the same side as the other wheel route, we need to be going to the wide side of the field. So, for instance, we need to be, like, if we move the ball over just a little bit here, you're going to see that if we go put Kamara on a wheel route now, it's going to go to the same side of the field. So in game, you're usually going to be on one side or the other. You're very rarely going to be dead center in the middle. So if you're on this side of the field, you want to run the formation this way. If you were to happen to be like over here, like this, on this side of the field, you would just simply flip the formation and run it to the opposite side. And that's basically it, because you need the wheel route to go to the same side as the other fullback wheel route. But we're just going to run this to the left. So this is the first little thing that I like about this formation, this play here. So I put Kamara on a wheel route. I'll go ahead and like put the tight end on an in route. And then I motion over this guy here. And then we're going to snap the ball, and then you can see you can just dump it down quickly to Kamara. The fullback's going to turn into a lead blocker, and it just turned into a makeshift screen. You're going to get a nice, solid gain out of it. If you want to run this setup, you can also put like X on a fade as well, just for the purpose of helping to run coverage off, like running the zone coverage deeper. You don't have to do that, but it'll work a little bit better, honestly, because you're just running the coverage off, making the deep coverage respected. And then you see here the fullback sets up, and then you get an open field. You can use jukes and spins, which are very effective still this year, and you can make people miss. So put him on a fade. We have A coming across as like a check down. So in case somebody were to like try to hardcore like sell out and use the wheel route to Kamara, then we would just dump it down. See, I threw that too late there, but then we would just dump it down to the in route to the tight end. That would just be like a check down for us. And yeah, I mean, you can really do some damage with this and catch people off guard, especially because we can use this same motion when we go to run the sweep too. So it kind of keeps people like not too sure of like what's going on. And then, I mean, it's just a very easy makeshift screen that you can use with this play. So that's just one little way to set it up. Now, another way we can set this play up is we'll just block the running back and we'll do like dual drags like that. And then we can still motion him out just to give it that same look for this play. And basically what you're looking to do here is hit the post or hit the drags. And when you're running the ball a lot out of this, these type of things are going to open up because you're going to have people selling out thinking about the run or the makeshift screen, and when that happens, you have this little window here to hit the post. You want to pass lead it inside, bullet pass it, and possession catch it. Simple gain right there. And especially when you're running the ball and doing a lot of checkdowns and stuff, then you can hit them over the top because they're less, prepared for it. And then obviously, like, okay, we can hit this drag here, take this up the field. So, just a lot of things you can do. We can attack either side of the field with this play. You can also hit the drag to the tight end. It's not going to be as good as the X drag on this play, but just as like a quick pass for like 4 to 5 yards. Watson dropped it there, but typically they're not going to drop it. They're going to hang on. It's just, if you see it there. But also you got to think in terms of like you know, okay, if the user is, you know, shooting to the outside, or the shooter the user recognizes the post, so we'll man him up on Thomas. Let's say he recognizes the post and he's like bailing out to go guard the post, you know, then that opens this up even more. You see what I'm saying? So it's all dependent on what the user does as well, but you have multiple options with this play that you can use to just attack pretty much any coverage. So let's go look at some more plays now. So we're going to look at, which one do we want to look at now? We can look at the, let's see, the PA boot flow. All right, so PA boot flow, just come out, just kind of like a balanced defense. So with this, what I like to do is I want to, honestly, the main things we're focusing on with this play are the A, the tight end, and the run of the fullback leaking to the flat. We can go ahead and just streak B. He's kind of just going to run coverage off. You know, against certain cover twos, you can maybe pass lead him to the inside, but he's basically just there to run coverage off. We don't really need him. What's going to happen here is you're going to have, like, you have three guys going to the sideline. You have a flat route. You have a, I don't know really what you call that tight end route. We'll just call it a crossing route, but I know that's not the proper term for it. And then we have the corner route running deeper. So they're all, they're all hitting a different level of the field. And typically you're going to be able to hit the flat and the tight end at certain parts of the field. So here you can see this is a cover 3, and we got hit with a block shed there because, you know, practice mode and block shed and play actions just don't mix. But you see, like, he just always kind of gets the outside edge. So as soon as, like, the tight end crosses, you can hit him right there. Boom. And we're going to go to the replay and show you why. Because the corner route is pulling the deep zone back. So the corner route here is not something that we typically hit, because it's mainly just going to see it pulls the deep zone back. And then we're underneath right here, just hitting this right as soon as the tight end crosses. We throw that. Now, we also still have the flat wide open as well. You can hit either or, but if we see that we have the deeper route open, we're going to try to take the route that gives us more yardage. So we'll run it again, and you'll see as soon as he passes, throw it. I mean, he got a good animation that time. That we'll run it again, because I mean that was kind of glitchy. That pretty much never happens. And we're getting block shedded to death. I mean, the route's there, but it's practice mode, and you're never ever gonna get the proper blocking in practice mode. It just does not happen. They always get the outside pretty much. So again, you see the route's there. He's gonna get underneath all of the zones. Now, again, we can always dump it down to the flat as well, especially if, like, they're trying to send some heat, and you're gonna pick up about 5 to 6 yards in the flat. Keep in mind, you know, you can, if you want to put a faster guy there, like a second, you know, running back to get more speed, you can do that as well. But I mean, this is a slow fullback, and he's getting 5 to 6, so you don't need speed here to pull that off. Now we'll go to like a cover 2, and it's gonna be the same thing on the play action. Try to dump it down there. Like, it's so annoying how they just do not block in practice mode. They just always let them get the outside edge. So they're gonna pinch the line. It's just like they always let the defensive end get the outside edge in practice mode. So again, as soon as he crosses, boom, you're underneath. You're picking up about 9 yards. You're usually not going to get 10, because if you have to possession catch it, you're going to kind of fall down. But I mean, 9 yards a pop, you know, no one's complaining about that. Same thing if you want to hit this. Again, I mean, we got tons of yards with it that time. So those things happen. Now, if for whatever reason, let's say like they're in a cover 2 and they're like shading underneath because you keep hitting them with these routes, well, at that point, then you can hit the corner route. If they start playing underneath, that's when the corner route comes into play, because they're shading their defense down. But I mean, a lot of times you're going to see people just kind of play the standard coverage. Now, moving along, we're going to look at a play, the PA halfback wheel. Now, this is more of a gimmicky play. I wouldn't run this a whole lot. This is like more of a mix-in. We called the wrong defense there. We called cover 3 match. We don't want to do that, because that's essentially like calling a man defense. So, let's see the PA halfback wheel. So, what I do with this play, like I said, this is a gimmicky play. You don't want to spam this play too much, because then if they were to like shade underneath on this play, it's not going to work as well, or it's really not going to work at all. So what I do is I take X, I put him on a fade, and then I put Watson. We can put him on like a whip route. Now, what I like to do here is, this is like just a quick pass to the flats. I like to quick pass this wheel route. So we want to cancel the play action. We're going to hike the ball. We're going to hold right trigger or R2 right here to cancel the play action. And then we just dump it down quick. So it's a very easy like 5 to 7 yard pass if they're not shading underneath. Now, if they're shading underneath, we can still hit that route deeper. But ideally what we want to do is we want to do this. We want to hit it in stride right here, get upfield. You see there, we make a guy miss. We got 12 yards. This is a very annoying route to cover if they do not shade underneath. Here, we'll go cover 2. Same thing, put X on a fade. We put A on a whip because let's say they were to go over here and user this, then we would just go to the A route. Same thing, we hit him. Now, against cover 2, it's more of like 5 to 6 yards. Against cover 3, as you saw, you have the potential to get bigger yards. But it doesn't matter. Any zone coverage, you're going to be able to hit this as a quick read, just like that. You hit it, you get upfield. Okay, we got about 6 yards there. It's just a very annoying quick pass. Now, the opposite side of the field, same thing. You can hit the whip route as well. So if they're over there using the wheel, then you can just kind of hit the whip route. Not going to get a whole lot of yards. You might get 4 to 5, but it's better than, you know, taking a sack or, you know, getting nothing. We'll go cover 2. But, I mean, ideally, you want to hit the wheel. But like I said, that's why it's a mix-in. See, here against cover 2, the whip really can eat. So, like, cover 2, the whip route on that side's better. Cover 3, the wheel route's better. Now, like, let's say they were in, like, a cover 2 and they shade underneath because, let's just say they're anticipating it because you've been throwing, you know, underneath a lot. Well, it does take a little bit of time to develop, but, I mean, you can get a big gain out of this, but just know that it's going to take time to develop. But you do have 6 people blocking, so, you know, it can hold up, and typically people aren't going to be blitzing you under center, especially when you're mainly running the ball. I'm just showing the pass stuff right now, but the real fear out of this formation is when you run the ball, and that's what you're going to be doing, you know, at least half the time. So it's not going to be a situation where people are going to be trying to send extra guys at you. Now, another good play is the PA Saint shot. Now, for this play, you definitely want to run this with the crossing route going to the wide side of the field. So, for example, here on the left hash, the crossing route is going to the right, the wide side of the field. Here, again, we just put A on a whip, and that's it. Now, what's going to happen here is that crossing route is going to do a really good job against most coverages. So here you'll see like a cover 3, carry out the play action, and you're going to see we can get that usually over the top. I don't know why he defended that. Actually, that's my bad. I did the wrong setup. That's why he didn't defend it. You don't put A on a whip. You put him on an out route. That was my mistake. So that's why it wasn't working. So the out route's going to pull that coverage down right there, and then you're going to always be able to hit this on the sideline. That was a bad pass by Drew. We'll run it a few times so that you see it is consistent, because obviously those first 2 passes don't look very good, but you're going to see, like, so, like, Drew Brees is just throwing terrible passes right now. Like, that's just not even, like, it's Drew Brees, and he's just throwing terrible passes. So, again, put Watson on the out route. We're going to make sure that this works. You're going to always have a window to hit him, but we're going to run it a few times because I want you to know that it's consistent and I'm not, like, blowing smoke here because it didn't work a few times because of bad passes and because of a wrong hot route. Again, I don't know. What's his name's defending that, actually? He's the 3rd best cornerback in the game, so he should be defending it pretty well, but typically, you know, this route does really, really well at getting underneath. I mean, it does get underneath, but it's just like, it's a very small window, but you can hit it. Now, again, this is more of a mix-in play. This isn't a play that I run a whole lot. Now, against cover 2, typically, you're going to look to hit the out route, because what's going to happen is the cornerback will bite down on the out route, but then a lot of times he'll jump back onto the crossing route. So if you notice, obviously post-snap, that it's a cover 2, you're going to want to just, like, if you see the out route that wide open like that, like, you know when it's a cover 3 because the defender immediately bites down on the out route. But a cover 2, you see that the out route runs pretty open for a good bit. So that's when you want to, like, you see it's, like, wide open. So you just take that easily, and you're going to get about 8-9 yards pretty much every time on that. Now, another thing, too, with this play is smart routing the post route. It makes it cut a little bit shorter, and it makes it a little bit more of an option. Like right here, you have that window. Same as the other play we looked at, the first play, the post drag. It's the same kind of post route. You're going to be able to hit that right as he cuts over the middle, and there's going to always be this little window right here. You just possession catch it. Of course, he wants to drop the ball and be an idiot, but you saw the first time that he secured it. We'll do it again. You see, just have a nice little window there, and you can usually fit it in there. Now, let's see. Now, if they were to run like man on you, of course, I mean, the crossing route is going to obviously toast man. The post route, you could see, beats his defender. I mean, that's pretty easy. The out route, if you have a good route runner and some good speed at tight end, the out route will do well too. But I mean, Benjamin Watson is not really that fast or that good of a route runner in the game. But you see here the post. I mean, the post toast man defense, and that's True fine, like I said, he's like the 3rd best corner in reg, so, you know, Michael Thomas just toasted him there pretty easily. So that's another mix and play. Those last 2 PA plays are more mix and plays. The main passing plays that I look to run out of this is the drag wheel and the PA boot flow. Now, the running plays, so let's just go ahead and take inside zone out and put halfback lead as our audible there, and then we'll just come out in the sweep. You always want to come out in the sweep. The sweep is the money. Now, there's tons of ways you can run it. Like I said, I have the links in the description below. You can check them out. You can motion the fullback over. You don't have to motion them over. It's up to you. I mean, we're outrunning our blockers there, but we still put a move on them and got the touchdown. But you typically don't want to outrun your blocker there like I just did. Now, this also works really well to like the short side of the field. So here I'll flip it and actually run it to the short side of the field. It actually works really well to the short side of the field. For some reason, you would think a toss wouldn't, but that's what happens. That little like wall right there just sets up, and like I said, it's one of the best runs in the game. And then what you do is, you know, if they start like spreading out, you know, like I said, they're kind of worried, they're trying to, you know, guard the outside or whatever, you know, or if the middle just looks open, that's when you take the lead dive and you try to go up the middle with it there. I mean, we just got hit with a block shed, and in practice mode, it's so hard to run up the middle because block sheds are just instant in practice mode. But if you're playing with a good O-line, you can run up the middle in real game or an ultimate team. But the inside zone, or excuse me, the halfback lead dive, that's basically just there. You know, once you get them thinking outside run, that's when you want to hit this up the middle and you know, try to make them pay 4 to 5 yards a pop by not stacking the box. So there's a lot of little things you got to worry about with this formation, and a lot of people don't know how to defend under center schemes. A lot of people are just so used to going against shotgun that's all that they know how to defend. But if you hit them with some under center stuff, they just kind of get lost. So like I said, you can find this in the Saints, the Falcons, and the Niners playbook, one of the best formations in the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.